Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a new batch of Stanley Cup playoff event master set players that we are going to break down, take a look at their values, go over their abilities, all of that like we normally do. Guys, if you want to take a look at the new content being released live, check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/NoSleeves12. So I'm live pretty much every single afternoon on Twitch. Link is down below. And join the Discord if you haven't already. Almost 4,000 members. All we do is talk hockey Ultimate Team all day long. All right, let's get into it. All right, first up, we've got the 96 overall left-handed defenseman Serge Savard for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, obviously, they are the team that has the most Stanley Cups. However, I'm 33 years old, and they've only won one in that time span, so giving them two is a little odd. There are a few other teams, I think, that haven't been represented yet in this event. However, it is early. 6'3", 210, Serge Savard is a great build in this game, no matter what. He's got gold shutdown, which is a great ability. Silver stick him up on anyone above 6'2", I think, is a very, very good ability as well. 1T if you're looking for a little fun from the point, and truculence, which has been proven to be probably one of, if not the best ability in the game. However, I don't know what it is about these releases, but they are just basically capped at 93, 94 skating, and that's pretty much for every single card. So I'm not really sure. It seems to me like they've gone back from the individually adjusting some attributes on players to, okay, this card is going from an 80 overall to a 96. Let's just blanket give it X amount of overall points to every single attribute, because all of these older players and alumni have very, very low skating. So I don't know what it is. Little bit of a, downer at this point, just because 93 speed and acceleration on a card that is going to cost you about 450,000 coins in the middle of May. A little tough. I just wish that they were a little bit more aware of that. However, this is a fantastic card. If you are a Montreal Canadian fan or someone born, that's about 50 years old, you're probably pretty amped for this. Next up from the LA Kings, we've got the 96 overall left-handed defenseman, Jake Muzzin. So if you are a Leafs fan as well, this will kind of check two boxes. 95 acceleration, 94 speed, 6'3", 227. A very, very similar build to Serge Savard. He's got gold shutdown, 1T, stick him up, and truculence. So, again, it's just a choice of if you like Muzzin over Serge Savard, which I'm okay with. They have seemingly given out a ton of left-handed cards over the course of the last 3 months. I'm not really sure on that. And, again, I talk about this quite a bit in terms of how content is released, not just in NHL, but in other Ultimate Team modes aside from MLB. The problem with progression in the format that it is in right now, meaning that you start at 85 overall all the way up to 99, is that you're so pigeonholed because you have to represent X amount of teams, X amount of player or positions, handedness, all of that, when you have progression that goes from, lower to higher. Whereas if you just are basing it on seasons, you can release, low 90 overall cards throughout the whole year that are relevant, and, you can address a lot more teams and players and all sorts of things like that. So just something I was thinking about earlier. But Jake Muzzin, in my opinion, if you are looking for the best card out of him in Serge Savard, Jake Muzzin, I think, is the better option. All right, we got one. We got a card that I'm actually super interested in because I was a big fan of Freddie Modin back when he was a Toronto Maple Leaf, mind you. But 6'4", 220, left-handed winger, Freddie Modin at 96 overall. He's got gold crease crasher, silver unstoppable force, close quarters, thunderclap, and make it snappy. I will probably, on my no money spent team, once I catch up on some of the other MSPs that I've currently got, make Freddie Modin, because again, I'm all about just making and using players that you actually like and are a fan of. Freddie Modin, I remember him having just one of the most bonkers shots in the game. He rarely ever hit the net, but Thunderclap does make a lot of sense, so I'm super stoked about that, and he's massive. This is a very meta card. However, 93 speed, 93 acceleration. I'm not saying make it 99, but it's just, it's a little tough at this stage of the game, that's all. And then our last MSP, we've got the 96 Milan Lucic, 95 acceleration, speed, then essentially 99 everything else. 6'3", 240, left-handed winger from the Boston Bruins. He's got gold truculence, no contest, total eclipse, crease crasher, and close quarters. All of this makes sense. Actually a pretty cool card, just because, again, I think that when you release a card for a player and all the abilities make sense, everything like that, it fits the event, I'm actually going to give them props. Milan Lucic, one of the most popular players among that Boston Bruins team, all of his abilities check out. And 95, I know it's only two higher than 93, but it just makes a little bit more sense, a little bit more valuable. If you are looking for a left-handed winger, this is a very good one. If he had unstoppable force, he's low-key Jaromir Jagr. So just a really, really good option here. I'm personally not a fan of Milan Lucic. Cheech, but I know a lot of people are. This is going to be a good Hockey Ultimate Team card for the rest of the game, no matter what. Now, again, guys, I do want to touch on this as we get further and further into the season, and especially if there's newer players that have picked up the game, and you were trying to take advantage of the free collectibles. I know if you've had the game all year, you kind of know this hack, but as you can see, if you have the more players that you have from that event in your lineup, you can get a lot more collectibles to help make the MSPs that come out. So, for example, the Stanley Cup playoff event, you can make a lot more collectibles by completing games faster, but this stacks. So if you have one card, it'll take you 100 to get the next 6. However, if you have 10, it will only take you 10 games to get 6 more collectibles, and so on and so forth. However, because the Stanley Cup event really has expensive cards, because the playoff cards that go out, they go up in value based on how many wins they get in the actual thing, and then you've got the MSPs. It's very hard to just go out and buy them and add them to your squad. However, what I would recommend you do for any newer players, if you go to the exchanges, go down to sets. And again, I know if you've been following the game all year round, you already know this, but go into Stanley Cup playoff event sets or the Hut Heroes, whatever one you're looking to do. And what you want to do is just go over to, let's say, round 3, and you want to spend 5 event collectibles and get yourself a random 86 overall Master Choice Pack. Again, you'll get a random one that you can choose between. And you can do this multiple times so that you can get more in your lineup. That way, you've got more cards that you can work towards. So let's say, you make all 4. You can throw them on your 4th line or 3rd defense pair and play your games out, and that will help you then, again, upgrade, get those free event collectibles a lot faster, and this goes for any other event. So just wanted to bring that up. Now, I think we should give some predictions for the rest of this event, because I believe there'll be at least another one, maybe 2 releases from the playoff event as this event goes all the way throughout. We haven't had any Washington Capitals one from the 2018 team. So I'm going to say like TJ Oshie or maybe Andre Burakovsky. They always go way off the board. It's never like the superstars of it. Maybe a Nicholas Backstrom, but again, it doesn't really fit what they've released so far. The other one that we haven't really got is that Detroit tandem. The Detroit and the Penguins flip-flopping. I'd be curious to see if we get a Stanley Cup from that era. The Red Wings, I'm looking over their roster. So they've got, the big dogs in like Thomas Holmstrom, Zetterberg, Datsuk. But again, I don't know if they'll release those guys, especially because I don't believe Datsuk's in the game. I'm going to go with Darren Helm because everyone forgets he's still playing. So I'll go with Darren Helm as the Detroit Red Wings MSP that we might get. And the last one, I would assume the reason why I was so stunned at the second Montreal Canadiens one is that I'm stunned there hasn't been either an Edmonton Oiler from their dynasty days with Wayne Gretzky or the New York Islanders, because they haven't got a ton of MSPs if memory serves. So I'd be stunned if, as we get further, that there isn't a New York Islander. So let me know your predictions down below. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.